Kicking off at number 10 is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I'll be honest, I thought this was going to be a cash grab superhero flop. Another Marvel game? Yawn. The trailers didn't grab me, and I was skeptical about the single-player focus. But wow, was I wrong. Once I fired it up, the story hooked me. You play as Star-Lord, leading a ragtag crew of misfits, and the writing is pure gold, funny, heartfelt, and surprisingly deep. The banter between Rocket, Groot, and the gang feels like you're in the movie, but you're calling the shots. Combat's a blast, blending team commands with Star-Lord's jet-booted chaos. The visuals? Stunning planets and vibrant designs that scream cosmic adventure. What turned me? The emotional gut punch of the story. Without spoiling, certain moments hit hard, making me care about these characters. My initial hate came from superhero fatigue, but this game's charm, killer soundtrack, and tight gameplay won me over. It's not perfect, some missions drag, but it's a love letter to Guardians fans and gamers alike. I went from rolling my eyes to singing Sweet Child O' Mine while blasting enemies. Play it if you haven't. Number 9 is Days Gone. I judged this game so hard when it launched. A generic zombie game? Pass. The trailers screamed been there, done that, and early reviews called it buggy and repetitive. So I wrote it off. Then I gave it a shot last year, and holy freakers, it's amazing. You're Deacon St. John, a biker in a post-apocalyptic Oregon, and the open world is jaw-dropping. The Pacific Northwest setting, rain-soaked forests, snowy mountains, feels alive. The horde mechanic is where it shines. Facing hundreds of swarming freakers is terrifying and exhilarating. At first, I hated the slow start and Deacon's gruff vibe, but the story grew on me. It's a slow burn, weaving themes of loss, loyalty, and survival. The bike handling, scavenging for resources, and upgrading your gear make every ride intense. My hate stemmed from zombie overload and launch bugs, but patches fixed most issues, and the gameplay loop is addictive. Sneaking through a camp, setting traps for a horde, or just cruising at sunset, it's immersive. The characters, especially Boozer, your biker bro, add heart. I went from scoffing at another zombie game to losing hours perfecting horde takedowns. If you skipped it like I did, give Days Gone a chance. It's a hidden gem. At number 8, we've got NieR Automata. I was not ready for this game. Initially, I thought it was a pretentious hack and slash with weird anime vibes. The gray, barren world and oddball characters like 2B and 9S felt off-putting. I played an hour, got annoyed by the floaty combat and quit. Big mistake. When I returned, it clicked. This game is a masterpiece. The story follows androids fighting for humanity in a post-apocalyptic Earth, but it's so much more. Yoko Taro's writing is mind-bending, blending philosophy, identity, and existential dread. You need multiple playthroughs to get the full story, and each route flips your perspective. What won me over? The seamless mix of genres, hack and slash, bullet hell, even text adventures. Combat grows tight once you master dodging and pod upgrades. The music? Hauntingly beautiful, elevating every moment. My hate came from not getting its depth early on, but patience revealed a narrative that broke me emotionally. The world feels desolate yet alive, with secrets in every corner. 2BS stoic charm and 9SS curiosity grew on me, and the endings. Oh, those endings are unforgettable. I went from dismissing it as artsy nonsense to preaching its brilliance. If you bounced off it like I did, push through. NieR Automata is a game that changes you. At number 7 is Kingdom Come: Deliverance. I was not feeling this one at first. A hyper-realistic medieval RPG with no magic or dragons. Boring. The clunky combat and brutal difficulty had me rage-quitting early. I thought it was a slog, but then I gave it another shot, and wow, it's a masterpiece. You play as Henry, a peasant in 1403 Bohemia, caught in a gritty civil war. The realism is the star. Every sword swing, meal, or muddy boot feels authentic. Combat clicked once I learned to read enemy movements, making duels intense and rewarding. The open world is stunning, with forests and villages that breathe history. The story, full of betrayal and growth, turned Henry into a character I rooted for. My hate came from the steep learning curve and bugs at launch, but patches smoothed things out. The immersion, bartering with merchants, training with knights, or just wandering, hooked me. I went from scoffing at its history nerd vibe to losing days in its world. If you want a grounded RPG, Kingdom Come is unmatched. Stick with it. Number 6 is Yakuza Zero. I dismissed this as a cheesy beat-em-up with too much Japanese flair. The over-the-top drama and endless side activities felt overwhelming, and I wasn't sold on the 1980s setting. Big mistake. Diving back in, I fell in love. You play as Kiryu and Majima in a neon-lit Kamurocho, navigating the Yakuza underworld. The story is a roller coaster, gritty crime drama with heartfelt moments and wild twists. Combat is pure fun, letting you swap styles to pummel thugs in creative ways. But the side quests, they're the heart. From helping a kid win a claw machine to running a cabaret club, every story is hilarious or touching. The world feels alive, packed with karaoke, arcades, and quirky NPCs. My hate stemmed from culture shock and not getting the series' charm, but Yakuza Zero's mix of serious and absurd won me over. I went from eye-rolling at its soap opera vibes to singing Baka Mitai with passion. This is the perfect entry to the Yakuza series. Jump in. At number 5, we have Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I was hyped but let down initially. The open world felt empty compared to past MGS games, and the story seemed incomplete. I hated the shift from linear stealth to sandbox. But revisiting it, I saw its genius. Your big boss, building a private army in 1980s Afghanistan and Africa. The stealth gameplay is unmatched. Sneaking, tranquilizing guards, or Fulton Balloon's NG tanks is endlessly creative. The open world lets you approach missions any way you want, from sniping to going Rambo. Mother base management, upgrading gear, and recruiting soldiers got addictive. The story, while sparse, has haunting moments, and the cutscenes ooze Kojima's flair. My hate came from expecting MGS4's cinematic focus, but MGSV's freedom won me over. The controls are buttery smooth, and every mission feels like a playground. I went from grumbling about wasted potential to perfecting no-trace runs. It's a stealth lover's dream. Give it time. Number 4 is Death Stranding. This game baffled me at first. A walking simulator about delivering packages? I thought Kojima had lost it. The slow pacing and weird sci-fi plot made me quit after a few hours. But curiosity pulled me back, and I'm obsessed now. You're Sam Bridges, connecting a fractured America by delivering cargo across haunting landscapes. The traversal, balancing weight, crossing rivers, avoiding BTs, is strangely gripping. The async multiplayer, where players build bridges or leave supplies, creates a sense of community. The story, blending grief, connection, and cosmic mystery, hit me hard by the end. The visuals and low-roar soundtrack are breathtaking. My hate came from not getting its meditative vibe, but its bold vision won me over. I went from mocking package delivery to cherishing every trek. Death Stranding is unlike anything else. Embrace its weirdness. Number 3 is Disco Elysium. I was not ready for this game. A text-heavy RPG with no combat? I thought it sounded like a snooze fest. The dense dialogue and weird art style turned me off, and I bailed early, annoyed by the slow pace. But when I gave it another chance, it blew my mind. You play as a washed-up detective in Revachol, unraveling a murder while battling your own demons. The writing is unreal, sharp, funny, and heartbreaking. Your choices shape everything, from your personality to the case's outcome, with a skill system that turns your thoughts into characters. The world feels alive, dripping with political and emotional depth. My hate came from expecting action, not a narrative masterpiece. Once I leaned into the role-playing, I was hooked, obsessing over every conversation. The voice acting in the final cut adds so much soul. I went from rolling my eyes at too much reading to losing sleep over moral dilemmas. Disco Eligium is a storytelling triumph. If you love stories, you need this in your life. Just be patient. Number 2 is Batman: Arkham Origins. I trashed this game when it came out. After Arkham City, I thought this prequel was a lazy cash-in. Not developed by Rocksteady? Weak story? Pass. The buggy launch and recycled mechanics had me fuming. But revisiting it, I fell hard. You're a young, raw Batman on Christmas Eve, hunted by assassins in a snowy Gotham. The atmosphere is unreal, gritty, noir, and festive. Combat and stealth feel as smooth as ever, with brutal takedowns that make you feel like the Dark Knight. The story, while not City's level, shines in Batman's growth and his tense dynamic with a certain clown. Boss fights, like Deathstrokes, are pulse-pounding. My hate came from unfair comparisons and launch issues, but patches fixed most bugs, and the game's heart won me over. The detective work, side missions, and that chilling ending hooked me. I went from calling it a knockoff to replaying it for the vibe. Arkham Origins is underrated. Give it a shot. At number 1, The King, Red Dead Redemption 2. I wanted to love this, but at first I hated it. The slow pacing, clunky controls, and overwhelming systems felt like a chore. I thought Rockstar overdid it. But then I sank into it, and it's my favorite game ever. You're Arthur Morgan, an outlaw in 1899 America, living with a gang on the run. The open world is breathtaking, mountains, swamps, and towns so real you'll smell the campfire. The story is a gut-wrenching epic about loyalty, redemption, and decline. Arthur's journey broke me, his growth feels earned. Every detail, from hunting to robbing trains, is immersive. My hate came from wanting instant action, but the deliberate pace builds something profound. The characters, Dutch, Sadie, John, feel like family. The visuals, music, and random encounters, like helping a stranger, make every ride unforgettable. I went from griping about too much realism to tearing up at the credits. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a once-in-a-generation game. Stick with it, you'll love it. And there you have it, gamers, the full countdown of 10 games that won me over. I hated these but now love. From the cosmic vibes of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy to the wild streets of Yakuza Zero, the haunting treks of Death Stranding, and the soul-crushing beauty of Red Dead Redemption 2. These games took me on a roller coaster. Each one proved me wrong in the best way possible, showing that sometimes you just need to give a game a second chance to see its magic. This journey reminded me why I love gaming. Those moments when a game surprises you, challenges you, or just steals your heart. So, what's your story? Which games did you hate at first but ended up loving? Drop them in the comments. I'm dying to hear. If you enjoyed this countdown, smash that like button, share this video with your gaming crew, and subscribe with that bell on for more deep dives into the games we love. Thanks for sticking with me through this wild ride. Until next time, keep gaming and keep an open mind. And remember, we are Gamespedia EX, your AI favorite video game source. I'll be back.